When you read the Old Testament, you actually don't see the language of kingdom as often as you might think, but it's actually there. And Jesus is picking up on this idea that Adam and Eve were supposed to be kings and queens of the earth. He, as the second Adam, as the true son of David, is going to enter the world as God's son and actually re-establish God's perfect and beautiful reign upon the earth. Genesis 1 and 2 is the backdrop to all that Jesus is saying in his ministry, including in the Lord's Prayer, that the kingdom of heaven is now coming to earth. Jesus' sacrificial death, his atoning sacrifice to enable us to have a relationship with God is so crucial, but it's actually not the end goal of the gospel. It's the means to the end. And what is the end? The end is creating a new community people of God, creating a kingdom people who live together in ways that mirror who God is. Matthew defines the gospel as about the kingdom. Right from the beginning, he describes Jesus' ministry as being the gospel of the kingdom, the gospel that's about the kingdom. And so if you and I think of the gospel as having nothing to do with the kingdom or as kind of a separate issue, then I think we've misunderstood. Right from the first book of the New Testament, we've misunderstood what the gospel is. The gospel, the good news, is that God is returning to restore his reign upon the earth. It's the gospel that's about God's reign. The kingdom of heaven coming from heaven to earth is what the gospel is about. The Sermon on the Mount is this beautiful, highly structured piece of literature, the greatest sermon ever preached. And it's broken into three main parts. And the middle section is in chapter 6 of Matthew, chapters 5, 6, and 7. It's Matthew chapter 6. And the middle of Matthew chapter 6 is indeed the Lord's Prayer. And so when you look at the Lord's Prayer, it's this nuclear core. It's the center of the center of the center of the Sermon on the Mount. And right in there, you have this crucial idea of God being a Father in heaven and the contrast of the heavenly realm and the earthly realm being reconnected through Jesus. Those initial three petitions that it says that your name be hallowed, your will be done, your kingdom come, all three of those are modified with this phrase, as these things are true in heaven, make them also true on earth. And that is at the core of Christianity. I don't think there's anything more central to Christianity than the Lord's Prayer and that idea that what Jesus is doing is he is bringing the heavenly reality to the earthly realm. He's reconnecting what has been lost through himself and then through his disciples to all the world. And you just have to go to the end of the Gospel of Matthew and you see he gives this great commission for us to repeat what he has done, reconnecting the heavenly and the earthly realms by preaching and teaching who he is and inviting people into his kingdom.